Call the public session to order. We have two speakers signed up. If you keep it to a 5-minute time limit, and there's no profanity, no name calling, no personal attacks. First speaker has broken all those rules, Mr. Miles Becker. My mother was born in '66, Miles.
I'm proud of you. I want to thank you guys for letting me come up here once in a while to speak and let me have my say. Sometimes it comes from the heart, and sometimes I'm being rubbed off by politicians here. Thank you. First comment is, I talked to a certain alderman tonight about, and before, about the West Mohawk Street patch job. Dick Atkins made a comment in the paper about how come it wasn't taken care of, mentioned the mayoral candidate made a promise, but I was told by the alderman that this project is part of the sewer separation project and it will be ripped up completely. Todd, he made the comment, okay? We'll give him a shot here. Anyway, as usual, Dick is not informed, or if he is informed, he's speaking on rumors and innuendos. We all know Dick anyway, don't we all? He's the one that got into that water contract, buying the high dam, the steam station, where is that now? Flying somewhere. Dick he doesn't get it. He just doesn't get this. He's so way off base. He makes the worst team in football look good. Now, I'm going to get into a veteran thing here, and I don't like to make comments on this, but this grabbed me last week. Because in 1984, when that new park was introduced down there, of course the linear park walk was already there, okay? And this thing we dedicated in '84, all right, new park. I don't remember that guy that talked last week. I don't remember him being around. I don't think they wanted him around. But anyway, we dedicated it. Now look, I'm not going to get into my war service record because none of us guys want to brag about it, okay, because it wasn't a popular war. But I feel this way about that park down there. That park, that walkway down there is public space, okay, all the way through there, okay? I don't care what kind of sign that guy wants up there. I want to tell you what, there's only one sacred area in this whole country that needs respect, and that's Arlington Cemetery, okay? That is just to honor people on Memorial Day and Veterans Day. That's all it is, and they got the little stones down there with everybody's war time and everything, but Arlington is the one you got to be really careful with, okay? And I don't approve of somebody who was a latecomer who wasn't down there when we first dedicated that place. I remember in '80 through '92 hitting I think it was like something like 15 cemeteries on Memorial Day. 15 of them. That's a lot of horn blowing, okay? And shooting the guns and flag waving and blowing and folding them up and everything. This is my feeling toward that park. It's a public park. It's there for other people who never served to honor people. If they want to go down there and throw a flower down there or something, I have no problem with that. But, you know, it's not that sacred down there. Jim Wright sponsored the parachute stage down there. This guy burned his draft card in 1969 at the post office over here. Okay? Do you want me to mention any other things that have darkened that park down there? Okay, we've had draft dodgers down there talking all the time on the stage down there. Okay, what are we worried about here? Put whatever you want down there, even a whorehouse. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Becker. We can move on to speaker number 2, Heath Jones.
I'm not really sure. My name's Heath. Most of you guys know me. I just wanted to officially come up and thank you guys. We did Oktoberfest and Pumpkin Fest the other weekend, and it was a huge success. Over 6,000 people were in the park that weekend from up to 6 hours away, which is pretty amazing when you think of our small town and we look at the bigger impact that some of these events are having. The winning pumpkin went on and is now residing in Baltimore and is on display there in a farm down south. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I also sometimes fail to thank the college and their students that are involved, but we had over 60 volunteers with a total of, I think, 525 volunteer hours that were served during the 3-day festival from organizations like ZBT and other college volunteers. So I feel like we need to be more active and responsive to thanking the college and these students that are often talked about in a negative way in our community, and talk about the positive things that they're doing as well. And just putting a plug in that we're getting ready to light up Oswego for the holidays, and if we could move forward with conversations regarding lights and possibly lighting up the downtown area, that would be amazing, because I know a lot of the residents are asking for that. So not to put any pressure on you guys, but it's just around the corner. So I look forward to those conversations, and that's all. Thank you, guys.
Anyone else to address the council? Close. Call the regular meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please call the roll.
His Honor the Mayor.
Excused.
Councilor Enright.
Here.
Councilor McLaughlin.
Here.
Councilor Todd. Here. Councilor Walker. Here. Councilor Barlow.
Here.
Councilor Van Buren.
Here.
Councilor Kaplowitz. We have all present.
Get into the mayor's report. I have a proclamation to read. Proclamation is for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Whereas domestic violence impacts countless individuals without regard to age, race, religion, sexual orientation, or economic status. As victims suffer at the hands of a spouse or intimate partner, it affects their children, families, and entire communities. And whereas progress has been made in reducing these shameful crimes, but we recognize that more work remains. The unfortunate fact is that so many of us know someone who has been affected by domestic violence, and whereas 1 in 4 women will experience domestic violence during her lifetime, the woman is more likely to suffer violence at the hands of her intimate partner than be mugged or robbed. And whereas more than 3 women a day are murdered by their current or former husband or boyfriend, and whereas 50% of all women who are homeless in the U.S. report that domestic violence was the immediate cause of their homelessness, and whereas SAF, Oswego County's Domestic Violence and Rape Crisis Center, served more than 600 victims and survivors last year, 33% of whom reside in the city of Oswego. However, crimes of domestic and sexual violence continue to be vastly underreported. And whereas we acknowledge that awareness and education are critical components of prevention, and therefore strive to increase the public's knowledge of domestic violence by collaborating on initiatives such as the Silent Witness and Survivor Flag Display. And whereas the display, which is located on East First Street, shows that the city of Oswego supports victims of domestic violence and sends a loud and clear message to abusers that domestic violence is not acceptable. Now, therefore, I, Thomas W. Gillen, Mayor of the City of Oswego, on behalf of the County Council, do hereby proclaim the month of October as Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and encourage victims, survivors, and their loved ones who are seeking assistance to reach out to staff by calling 342-1600. We recommit to offering a helping hand to those in need, and we remind them that they are not alone. We have some ladies here from the group. Do you guys have to say anything?
Polaroids were better. Remember that? You're the only one I can relate to here. Thank you very much for highlighting that. Does anyone have anything else for the mayor's report?
trees are going to start planting in the fall. Instead of doing in the spring, we're doing in the fall. And a few more left and the full board if anybody wants.
Thank you. Anyone else? Please call Resolution 424.
Resolution 424 would approve the minutes of the Common Council meeting held September 28, 2015.
Council Capelitz, Council Barlow. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Yes. Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Capelitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 425.
Resolution 425 would approve the use of public space at the request of APZ Holdings LLC, owner of property located at 176 East 9th Street, in order to install a parking area.
Councilman McLaughlin, Council Walker. Any discussion?
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 426.
Resolution 426 would approve placement of restrictive signs at the Veterans Memorial Park.
Council Todd. Councilman McLaughlin. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker? Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 427.
Resolution 427 would authorize the mayor to enter into an agreement with GHD Consulting Services for design and construction phase services for a new centrifuge at the East Side Wastewater Treatment Plant.
Council Capelitz. Council Todd. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 428.
Resolution 428 would authorize the mayor to sign change order number 3 with J&A Mechanical for project modifications to the West Side EFMF and Pump Station Upgrade Project.
Councilor Walker. Councilor Enright. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker? Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 429.
Resolution 429 would authorize Community Development Director to submit the State and Municipal Facilities Program application to Assemblyman William H. Barkley regarding the Oswego West Pier High Lighthouse Restoration Project.
Councilor Barlow. Councilor Walker. Any discussion? Councilor Barlow.
Thank you, Counselor. This funding is coming from Assemblyman Barkley, and a slight correction has been initially made. This stems from a, well, first of all, Mercedes Neese is director of the H. Lee White Museum, who's here tonight. She is a constituent of mine in the Fifth Ward. When I was campaigning in the Fifth Ward a few years ago, I went down and spoke to Mercedes about the lighthouse restoration project and all that that could accomplish and provide for the city of Oswego. So, after watching the work Mercedes and the volunteers have done over the past couple of years, I facilitated a conversation after being invited to a tour of the lighthouse. I facilitated a conversation to Assemblyman Barkley about investing in this project and all that this project could bring to the community. I must say that after touring the lighthouse, and Councilor Van Buren was there, and the Mayor Gillen was there, you felt like a tourist in your own hometown. Everyone was taking pictures on the lighthouse, and just the atmosphere out there I thought was something that I've actually never felt in the city, and it was a refreshing experience. It was very exciting to see that this is something, an attraction, unique attraction that we have that not every other municipality nearby has. So I believe the possibilities are endless, anywhere from lighthouse tours down the shore of Lake Ontario to perhaps actually holding events out of the lighthouse. I believe this is a very wise investment, and I just thank Mercedes and all the volunteers involved in restoring the lighthouse. I'm extremely happy to be involved in facilitating this conversation. And of course, I'd just like to thank Assemblyman Barclay for taking the time to meet with me about this, to meet with Mercedes and the Lighthouse Committee about this, learning literally everything he can about the project. And I just sincerely hope that this helps expedite the entire restoration process. The hope is that this money will be used for replacing the roof and painting the exterior. Obviously, Assemblyman Barclay was very excited about dressing up the outside of the lighthouse, as it is the first thing a voter sees on the way into the city from the lake. So, just again, thanks to the Assemblyman, thanks to Mercedes and all the volunteers. I encourage anybody who doesn't know about the work being done out on the lighthouse to take a minute and meet with Mercedes, or just take a moment to really appreciate the lighthouse for what it is. I know my time away while I was in college, it was just one of the things that I missed about the city. It's on our postcards, it's on the lighthouse calendar, it's on t-shirts. It's very iconic and symbolic, and I believe it's an asset worth fighting for it to be. So, again, I can't say enough. Thanks, Assemblyman. Thanks, Mercedes. Thanks to Councilor Van Buren and the Mayor for touring the lighthouse with me, and I appreciate the Assemblyman will appreciate supporting Justin on this letter of support. So, thank you.
Anyone else? Councilor Barlow pretty much covered it. Just wanted to thank Mercedes and the volunteers again for inviting us up to tour and all the hard work that they've done. I appreciate all your help. Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Capelitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call resolution 430.
Resolution 430 would waive the rules of the Common Council to present resolution number 431 and 432 from the floor without committee consideration.
Councilor Caplan. Councilor McLaughlin.
Counselor
Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker? Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Capelitz? Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call resolution 431.
Resolution 431 would approve the use of public space at the request of Mr. Anzalone, owner of property located at 220 East Bridge Street, in order to construct a porch.
Councilor McLaughlin. Councilor Washington. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker? Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Capelitz? Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call resolution 432.
Resolution 432 would express support of the mayor and the common council to the county of Oswego regarding the creation of the Oswego County Land Bank Corporation.
Councilor Chapman. Councilor Barlow. For any discussion? Councilor Chapman.
This is finally, after 4 years of investment in community development here in the city, we sponsored the county to apply for it and getting nowhere with it. I think it's awesome that the county took the lead on this. And Shane Broadwell's help and the county tourism director over there, Dave Turner, they made great strides on this. This goes a lot along with what the ORA is trying to do. This is something that in the long term will be able to help our assessed value and hopefully stabilize our tax rates. Be good for redevelopment. Once we start getting some of these houses down, instead of having to create new places with new areas of infrastructure, that we have to create all that infrastructure and then maintain it. Some of these areas that already have infrastructure will be put in a position that we can redevelop those areas. And there are some of our nicer areas in the city that we want to be showcases. It will also help a lot with the quality of life in those areas, because a lot of these houses that we want to be able to either redevelop or put them in that will go along with this Main Street corridor project we have, or we can get some of them down and we can start eliminating some of the problems we have down there. It's going to be awesome for the city. This will be something that will probably be a 10, 15-year project before you really start seeing any real benefits of. But this is going to be great. We're going along with everything that the ORA is trying to do. It's just a huge addition to allow them to continue doing it. It's something that should really help the taxpayers probably within 5 to 10 years by stabilizing all your assessed value, which is really the cost of what drives the taxes. If we keep losing our assessed value, our revenue doesn't keep up with it, and we can't keep up with the taxes, and have to keep raising them. So this is great. I think it's awesome
Anyone else? Councilor Barlow.
Thanks, Counselor, and I echo Counselor Todd's sentiments, and just to briefly explain the benefits of a land bank, it really would expedite the process of vacant homes in neighborhoods. For instance, well, a couple instances in my ward where you just have a vacant home that's been vacant as long as I can remember. Having a land bank with the county will help expedite that process and allow the county to invest in these homes, refurbish these homes, and then sell them to potentially, hopefully, owner-occupied buyers. So now it's the job of city government to make sure that while we collaborate with the county, we get our fair share of the work the land bank does. We have plenty of neighborhoods and plenty of situations where an entire neighborhood can benefit from turning around and improving one home. And it's important that we make sure our county officials are aware of those needs. Like Councilor Todd said, I want to thank Majority Leader Shane Broadwell, who really spearheaded this project. It's long overdue, and I have faith in Shane that being a representative part of the city, he will make sure that the city of Oswego really gets what they deserve out of this program. I also must say that Councilor Todd, for as long as I've been on the city council, has been talking about a land bank week in and week out. And congratulations, Councilor, for all you had to do in facilitating this conversation.
Anyone else? Councilor Todd brought up the Oswego Renaissance Association. This kind of spawned from some of the things that we took from Jamestown, New York. Jamestown, New York actually advocated for a similar program. Jamestown partnered with the county there and started a land bank, and they've had great success. So I look forward to seeing similar results here. I think partnering with the county can make a big difference. Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Any unfinished business to come before the council? Councilor Walker. Councilor McLaughlin. Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker? Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz? Counselor Enright? Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The motion passes 7-0.
8:31.
8:31.